Hello friends, I am Dr. Suchita Vishwakarma from Department of Management, School of Management Sciences, Lucknow. I hope all of you are safe and healthy at your places, and I hope that you are understanding this series of lectures on supply chain and logistics management properly. Today we are going to talk about the very important aspect of supply chain management, and that is transportation. We would be studying in quite a detail about what is transportation, what are the various functions and cost and the modes of transportation, and we would also compare it among that how one mode of transportation is better than or beneficial than other. So, in this particular lecture of mine, I would be talking about the functions and cost of transportation. So, let us get started. Now, this word transportation is very familiar to all of us, but then we need to understand that how this particular word originated. This transportation word is basically a Latin word and has come from two words, trans and portere. Trans means across and portere means place, and this word transportation is a clubbing of these two words. This means so the meaning of transportation means movement of goods and services, people, animals or maybe any other thing from one point to another through any medium or mode of commutation, and that is rail, road, sea, cable, space, pipeline or maybe any other. Transportation in case of supply chain management is very important, as it is the only physical link connecting two organizations, and these two organizations can be suppliers and the producer with the distributor with the retailer, wholesaler, etc., and again vice versa. So, this mode of this particular aspect, that is transportation, not only adds time and place utility in terms to the customers, but is also very important in terms of cost to the company, because as we had already discussed that logistics itself incurs somewhere around 30 to 40% of the total cost that is involved in supply chain, and out of that total 30 to 40% of the logistics cost, transportation covers the maximum chunk of the cost. So, we need to understand that why transportation is so much important, how to reduce it, and what are the different modes of transportation. So, let us move further. Now, let us understand the relevance of transportation. Why transportation is so very important for any supply chain to be effective or efficient. So, transportation basically determines the efficiency of moving product. If an organization is properly transporting the goods from place A to place B, then when I am talking about properly, it means that they are picking up the material, the materials, the finished goods from the point of production or from the point of supplier to the other point, maybe of the producer or maybe of the customer, in a proper manner without any damage, without any delay. Then obviously the complete process of conversion of raw material into finished goods becomes very smooth, and everything goes in a proper manner, and that adds value to the complete supply chain process. So, transportation is very important. Now, coming to the second aspect, that means transportation consumes most of the time, as I said earlier also, and also involves lot of financial and environmental resources. That actually means that most of the time in supply chain is taken up by transportation. That means the products are, be it the raw material, work in progress product, or be it the finished goods, they are during the transit time. That means transit time is, that means they are transported from moved from place A to place B. And so, this complete movement of products takes a lot of time, and this transportation process not only takes time, it includes lot of money and environmental resources in terms of fuel and energy. Transportation is estimated to have almost 60% of the total cost of logistics. Transportation is something that can also improve competitiveness, because if a company is able to properly utilize the transportation facilities and is able to properly leverage on this particular aspect, then they will be able to not only add value to the customers by providing them the product at the proper time, at the right place, but also in terms of right quality, right quantity, and will also be able to reduce the cost of production and the complete supply chain. One of the very important aspects of transportation is that this particular transportation system overall is consuming lot of energy and fuel and natural resources worldwide. So, it is also very important because because transportation of raw material or finished good is taking lot of energy. So, in this particular era of world, we should also think of that how to conserve these natural resources and how to find out alternative ways to transport the goods by not wasting any kind of natural resources. Coming to the another aspect is that the transportation also leads to lot of traffic congestions, noise and air pollution. Whatever the mode of transportation a company chooses, be it air, rail, road or whatever kind of things, since lot of products are being moved from place A to place B continuously on a daily basis from by various companies. So, that leads to lot of traffic congestions, lot of big lorries or even the air trucks or the rail trucks are taking the products from one place to another. So, that is leading to lot of traffic congestions, lot of noise and air pollution, which is again deteriorating the quality of our living. So, this is also very important aspect that companies must take care of. And since transportation is a very economic activity, how we can say it, because this complete system of transportation is not only generating lot of revenue to the company, I mean not only incurring providing lot of revenue to the transport company, but also providing lot of revenue to the government also, and is also providing lot of chances of employment, opportunity of employment also. So, transportation plays a very important role in the complete supply chain process. Now, when we talk about the transportation system, basically we means three different things or areas we are covering, and that includes the infrastructure, the vehicles and the operations. Now, what do we mean by infrastructure? Infrastructure of transportation basically means that all kind of vehicles, and not only vehicles, when we are talking about the vehicles, it means all everything that is road, rail, water, pipelines, everything, and the other infrastructure facilities like the tracks, the machineries, the loaders, the various lifters that are required for I mean loading and unloading of the products on the various kind of vehicles. Then we are also talking about the vehicles individually, the various kinds of vehicles, that is the modes of transportation, and then the operational activities. Operational activity includes that the various activities that are involved that are involved in the transportation process. That means loading unloading process, the requirement of tracking the orders, the requirement of shipping from one place, the documentations that are involved in case of transport, the pole system and every kind of thing. So, all the operational activities and everything will be covered under transportation services. So, you can understand all the people, all the organizations, all the activities that are involved in transportation, in movement of goods or goods from one place to another comes under transportation system. Now, let us also understand about the various functions of transportation. Transportation basically has two major functions, the product function and the product movement function and the product storage function. When we are talking about product movement function, it is basically that when transportation is helping the products to be moved from place A to place B. And when we are talking about the movement, we must also take care of certain aspects which are included in the product movement function, that is efficient movement. Efficient movement means smooth movement, that means there should be less of delay time, the loading unloading process should be very proper, the stowing process should be very proper, so that in one particular carriage of the transport, maybe road, rail or whatever, we are able to optimize the proper space, we are able to optimize the volume and the weight, so that the cost of transportation is less, and the customer is able to receive the desired quantity and quality of products at the desired place. So, that is all about efficiency, efficient movement of product via transportation. Then we are also talking about the timely delivery and tracking, because this is also very important in case of product movement, because timely delivery actually talks about the time utility, and if the customer is properly able to track that what is the time of dispatch and where is the current location of the good that he has ordered, then obviously he will be able to raise the demands from his customers accordingly, and then we will be able to satisfy his customers accordingly. Then reduction in transit damage. Students transportation is one area which needs to be very much taken care, because proper not having proper packaging material, or not doing the packaging part properly, or not stowing stowing means arranging the goods on one another, or not keeping the goods on one another in proper manner in the on the transportation medium, leads to lot of damages, and these damages are not only cost to the company, but also decreases the customer satisfaction also. So, this is something very important which should be properly taken care in case of product movement. Now, talking about the time utility, as we had already discussed, that every customer looks forward that the product should reach them at a proper time and at a proper place, and in case of transportation, the product movement function should obviously satisfy this particular need of the customer. When a company is actually choosing between the various modes of transportation, they should also take care of the trade-off between the cost and time. That means they must also decide that which kind of mode of transportation they are opting, and what is the cost involved and what is the time involved, because the cost and time is not only important for them, but it is also important for the customer end, and so they should always trade off or decide wisely that which should be more prioritized. Then obviously choice of mode is very important, and this section is something that we would be discussing in our later lectures. Then talking about the product storage. Product storage basically means, the product storage function of transportation basically means that during the process of transportation also, there are certain times, there are certain periods, smaller short term periods when the products has to be stored. Even during the transportation also, the product needs to be stored properly, maybe on the vehicle itself, or maybe somewhere else, that is the distribution center or some other center. So, that is also very important, because it may not be possible that one mode of transportation is able to move the product from the desired position point A to point B, and there may be requirement of changing of transportation from point, that means if I have to send a particular product from point A to point B, there may be a requirement that I have to stop or shift the products from one vehicle to another vehicle at point C. So, that is also very important. So, in case of this particular function of transportation, that is the product storage, we are actually talking about the temporary storage at point C or within the vehicle itself. Loading and unloading cost, because when a company is required to change the mode of transportation at, let us say, point C, then obviously there is a lot of loading and unloading that would be required from one vehicle to another, and that would obviously lead to lot of cost. So, organization must also decide about the loading and unloading cost while choosing the mode. Then they should also take care of diversion or brake bulbs, that is, at what places they should keep their products, so that from that particular point it becomes easy and convenient for the other smaller distribution centers or other wholesalers or retailers to collect the desired amount of product from that particular distribution center. So, brake bulb, that means breaking the bigger load into smaller load, is very important, and deciding the point, the junctures at which these larger amount of quantities can be kept, so that the other people can take the smaller quantities from it, is very important. And then MIS. MIS is something again very important, which is Management Information System, which talks about having a complete recording and tracking of the number of quantities of the material that is being transported, and repeatedly having a monitor or control on what is the amount remaining and whether it needs to be refilled or not. So, these are the various functions of transportation. Now, moving ahead to our next topic, which is cost of transportation. As we have already discussed that transportation is something which incurs almost 60% of the total cost of logistics. So, cost and since the aim of complete supply chain management is, the prima facie aim of supply chain management is to reduce the cost of transportation, cost of supply chain. So, cost of transportation is very important over here. The cost of transportation is basically can be understood as the expense of a company that incurs when it transfers its inventory from one location to another. The cost of transportation comprises of various things like cost of freight, cartage, transit insurance, cost of operating fleet, and other incidental charges, whether incurred or not. At this point, we should always keep a note that retention and damage to products and the cost involved in it is not at all included in the cost of transportation. Now, talking about the types of cost in transportation. There are majorly 4 types of costs that are involved in case of transportation. First is the capital cost, then the terminal cost, line haul cost, and pickup and delivery cost. The capital cost basically includes the total cost incurred to a particular company or group of companies for setting up the infrastructure facilities for the particular transportation system. That may include the roadways, that may include the tracks in case of airlines or any other system, that may includes the warehouse, that may include the transport vehicle itself, the first time or the total capital cost that is required. That may include also the setup of various other supporting machineries like the loaders, unloaders kind of things, that would come under the capital cost. So, this capital cost is actually very huge, but it is usually one time, or the first time cost is higher, and then the subsequent cost related to the capital cost is usually very less. Then coming to the second cost, which is the terminal cost. Terminal cost basically talks about that in case of transportation, as I said earlier also, that the company when transports its products from point A to point B, then they may not it may not be wisely possible for them to move the product directly from point A to point B. There may be requirement of several nodes in the complete destination. So, at these particular nodes also, these nodes can be called as terminal, and at these nodes also the company is required to set up certain facilities, certain warehouses, or certain checkpoints where the vehicle can rest for some time, where the driver and the people who are transporting, who are involved in this, can rest some time, where the measurement and the control and the recording system can be done, where complete inspection can be done, or from where the other distribution centers can pick up the desired amount of product that they want. So, that the cost of setup of these nodes or the terminals is included in terminal cost. Now, coming to the Line haul cost. Line haul cost is basically the amount of money or the cost that incurs during one journey or one transport shipment. That means a company is actually required to send several of frequent vehicles or frequent sending of the transportation is required for sending the products from one place to from the point of production to various distributors. So, basically line haul basically means that the amount of money that the company will require for one shipment. That means, once if I am sending it to a particular distributor, what is the amount of money that I would be spending, and this includes the driver cost, this includes the fuel cost, this includes the miscellaneous other costs, this also includes the toll taxes, the documentations, the insurance part. So, all these are the line haul cost. And then coming up to the pickup and delivery cost. Pickup and delivery cost includes the loading and unloading costs. That means, the kind of labor, the kind of people, the kind of the number of people, the money that are required to be paid to these laborers for loading, unloading, for picking up the goods from point A to point B, and then finally loading it to on the transportation vehicle. So, all this comes under pickup and delivery cost. Moving ahead, coming to the drivers of cost in transportation. There are various things that actually are very important in case of and they actually drive the transportation cost. That means, they lead to increase or decrease of the cost in transportation. So, this can be categorized into two sections: product related factors and market related factors. Under product related factors, we can see then there are four things that comes that leads to increase or decrease of cost of transportation. First is the density. That means, what is the density? How much products are we able to keep in one carton, or maybe one packet, or maybe one carrier? How much? That means that includes the volume, the weight, and the number of products that can be kept in a particular carriage, and that is what we talk about, the density. Stowability basically means that how we are able to keep one packet, one carton, one packing on another, so that it can be arranged in a proper manner, so that the damage is less, and there are chances of keeping lot of products on one another, so that more products can be kept in the carriage to aid in the process of transportation. So, that is stowability. If a company is able to stow lot of products, properly arrange products or properly keep the products on one or another in the particular transportation carriage, then obviously the cost of production will go low, because they will be able to send more number of goods at one go. Ease of handling. If the laborers find it difficult for them to carry the particular products, then obviously that adds to the cost of transportation. And the liability. Liability basically means the financial liability. That means, who would be paying the various taxes or the insurance part. So, these are also the different aspects that comes under the product related factors that leads to variation of cost in transportation. Then coming to market related factors. The market related factors are location of market, how far or how distant the market is, the geographical market is from. That means, what is the distance that the transporter is required to travel. Then the domestic and international destinations, where if I am required to send the product in the domestic boundaries, then obviously I know the rules, regulations, and I know the taxes. But if I am sending it internationally, then obviously there are a separate set of rules, separate set of regulations, separate set of taxes and money that is required, or different set of transportation facilities are required. So, that also adds to the cost of transportation. Government regulation is also very important, because the company always needs to understand that what are the government regulations. For example, these days we are focusing on eco-friendly kind of packaging for transport material, and the kind of fuel that can be used. So, these are the various factors that leads to increase or decrease of cost of transportation. Then the freight tariff. Freight tariff means the freight basically is the product that is being sent, and the tariff, that means the taxes related to that particular product, how much is that, and that also adds to the cost of transportation. Now, coming to the elements of cost in production, cost in transportation. So, as we have already studied in the discussed in the previous slide, that there are various factors which lead to increase and decrease. So, we shall also understand that what are the various elements that adds up to the cost of transportation, and that includes the transportation mode. That means every mode of transportation has different cost aspects related to them. Some are relatively cheaper, some may be relatively expensive. So, the company must consider that what is the transportation mode that they are choosing. Then obviously the fuel cost, that means the kind of energy that is utilized for the movement, that is for the movement of goods, that means in the transportation medium, that is also very important. It may be petrol, diesel, electric, or maybe CNG or any other kind of things. Then the inventory cost, the total amount of inventory that I am carrying, that also adds to the transportation, because if I am carrying a lot of inventory, lot of products, then obviously the per unit the weight and the volume will also lead to increase of transportation cost. The transit capital basically means that in every shipment, what is the amount of I mean fuel, or amount of weight or volumes of the product that is being sent. Then the packaging, the better the packaging, the more the cost. Insurances, pilferage basically means the damage if properly not transported, properly not if the product is not proper, inventory is not properly packed or kept or stored, then obviously that may lead to pilferage and wastage of the inventory, and that would add up to the cost of transportation. Deterioration, obviously as we know that any transportation medium once bought, and with usage the I mean the cost of the vehicle, the cost of the machinery depreciates with time, and so that also adds to the cost of deterioration and obsolescence, as we had already discussed in our previous lecture also, that if there is a delay in transportation and that is leading to delayed receipt of the product or inventory at the desired place, then there may be a chance that the product when received is not required anymore, and that may lead to obsolescence of the product, and that may leads to increase of cost. So, these are the various aspects that a organization must take care of. For further readings, you may refer to these books. Thank you.